Misty Mountain Hop, Led Zeppelin. So it actually starts with one of Led Zeppelin's easiest and catchiest riffs on the keyboard, played by John Paul Jones. And all it is a A power chord, an A and E, with A in the left hand. Now you just move, you keep the E on top, and you move the A's to G's. Then move the G's to E's. So you have 3 E's there. It's a cool little riff. But Led Zeppelin, being Led Zeppelin, was not content for something just simple like that throughout the course of the song. We get some complexity, and we get it quite a bit in the verses. Let's take a look at it. So there's 2 parts of what's complex in the verses. There's the rhythmic aspect and there's the harmonic aspect. So first I'm going to go over the harmony. And this is the chord voicing that's played on the keyboards. Alright, you got those 3 chords. Let's see what those are. I've got a G, a C sharp, and an E. Now, that's kind of a G diminished 7 chord without the B flat in it. But I don't hear it that way. I hear it more as an A7 chord. Let me explain. G would be the 7th of A, C sharp's the 3rd, E is the 5th. The A is on the bottom, right? So I hear it as an A7 chord, and the reason why I think it functions that way is because then the next chord we have is a D major chord. A7 is the 5 of D. So there you go. But all over an A pedal point. Right? Okay, so there's nothing too crazy about that. This next chord, though, is the slippery chord. It kind of... Alright, so let's see what's going on there. We went from the D chord to an F sharp, C, D sharp. Notice how I said D sharp, so hold on. What I think we have here, especially with the inclusion of the A in the left hand on the bottom, that's clearly an F sharp diminished 7th chord. Alright, let me explain. Whenever you have a diminished chord, it means that the 3rd of the chord is flat and the 5th of the chord is flat. So if I just do triads, okay, and let's say I start on an F sharp major. Alright, everyone knows that sound. F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. Check this out. Notice how I didn't call those flats? I didn't mix up the sharps and flats. I didn't go F sharp, B flat, C sharp. No. When you have a triad of any kind, a 3-note chord, you use the musical alphabet and you skip every other letter to build the chord. So if I'm starting on any kind of F, it doesn't matter if it's sharp or whatever, I have to go through the musical alphabet, F, G, A. A would be my next note, not the G. B, C. C would be my next note, not the B. So a regular F major chord, F, A, C. All right? If I turn that into F sharp major, I still have to keep the same letters. I have to make this F sharp, A sharp, C sharp. I can't suddenly start calling those flats. I mean, yes, I've heard some musicians do it, and you know, when you're in the heat of the moment or whatever, it's no big deal. But I'm just telling you, like, in proper music theory terminology, if you were taking a music theory test, yeah, you'd have to label it that way. All right, it's no big deal. Anyway, let's get back. So we're on the F sharp major chord. If I want to make it minor, what do I have to do? I have to lower the 3rd, which is the A sharp. So now it's an A natural. If I want to make it a diminished chord, I have to also lower the 5th. So C sharp becomes C. All right, so now my F sharp diminished chord is F sharp, A, C. Now, bear with me. to make it a fully diminished 7 chord, right? What's the 7th note from F sharp? It's an E, right? I have to, now E natural from F sharp is the flat 7, because the major 7 would be E sharp, which is really an F note. But remember what I said before about skipping the letters of the musical alphabet. So you'd have to, you can't call that an F. You can't have F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, F. Like, those are the pitches. You can't really label it that way. You gotta play by the rules and call it an E sharp, right? If I want to make it an F sharp 7 chord, I flat the 7, so now it's an E natural. If I want to make that an F sharp minor 7 chord, I flat the 3rd. If I want to make that an F sharp half diminished chord, I flat the C sharp to C. Now if I want to make it a diminished chord, fully diminished 7, see that? F sharp, A, C, E flat. Okay, wait a minute. I just made a whole big thing about not mixing up sharps and flats. Yes, but now the rules change when it comes to diminished chords. Check this out. Remember I said you have to skip every other letter? So some kind of F, some kind of A, some kind of C, some kind of E. E flat. I know that was a lot, but let's continue. So we had this. All right, that's the harmonic complexity. Now for the rhythmic complexity. Led Zeppelin in so many of their tunes were masters at, putting like a grouping of 3 over an underlying feel of 4. Okay, and this is what we get here. So remember, there was 3 chords here. 1, 2, 3. What they do is they take that 3 chord grouping and they just circle it around like this. So you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? See how I did that? So there's 4 times you do that group of 3. The last time, the 5th time, you do it 4, a group of 4. So you got, you throw in 1 extra chord, that first chord, that A7 chord. So all with the A underneath. And then, now, why does this all work? The underlying thing that John Bonham's playing on the drums is just 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. If you take 4 groups of 3, 4 times 3 is 12, right? If you take 1 group of 4, add it to 12, what do you get? 16. So 16 beats divided over 4 measures, right, is 4 beats in a measure. So it's like this. You could say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? But to me, that's a little bit more confusing, surprisingly, because I just hear those 3 as a group. That's its thing. And it's purposely being played as 3/4. That's what it is. That's the whole trick behind that verse in this tune. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's breakdown. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this to come. And thank you for watching.